Hi, Dia Irby here, your local community leader and real estate agent, here to introduce you to another neighbor, someone that's making a difference in your area, in the Bull City. Listen up and see what they have to say. Here today with Joe Yandle. Hey, Joe.
Hey, how you doing?
You're a coach in the area. Where do you coach right now, and have you coached other places?
So right now I coach with the Carolina Mustangs homeschool athletic group. This year I'm coaching middle school girls and varsity girls. It's my first year as the head coach for middle school and my 8th year as the varsity girls head coach. Previously helped out with the Durham Flight homeschool group, and before that I coached with the Raleigh Salvation Army community group.
What made you decide you wanted to coach?
I grew up playing sports my entire life. Probably played 3 to 4 sports every year, and every season had a different sport I played. And probably as a teenager, I got to a point to where, I started working with younger kids, and just so kind of the love of working with younger kids and love of sports, kind of led me into coaching some. At NC State, where I did my undergrad work, I was going to the gym one day and saw that they had a coaching minor as an option, and so I signed up to do a minor in coaching education. So I have that as a background as well, and that kind of gave me some more of the education behind coaching. I just love doing it. Oh, very true. There's always more to it than what you're told. Probably I would add to it the need to have a passion for your players and just develop a close relationship with your players, and also just, it's a lot of time. So, it's not something to get into if you're not willing to commit a lot of time to it.
Was there a person that mentored you in coaching?
Honestly, for the most part, I was probably more a figure it out for myself type of person. Growing up, playing different sports, I had a couple of coaches that, just really kind of stood out in my mind. But really, for me, there was a guy, his name was Coach Merritt. He was my wrestling coach my 8th grade year in middle school, and he gave me the opportunity to come back and be his assistant when I was a junior in high school. And that was my first time really getting to coach, was actually coaching wrestling. And so him kind of taking a chance, giving me the opportunity to coach and help out a team and kind of just see how that whole coaching world is.
Have you taken anyone under your wing to give them that opportunity to help coach or learn to love to coach?
I've tried. We've had, several girls who kind of graduated out of our Mustangs program who have come back and assisted when they've had opportunity. None of them are pursuing coaching or actively coaching right now, but I hope that some will. And actually right now I have one of my varsity girls who is my middle school assistant. It's amazing to see her dedication to the middle school team while being a varsity athlete as well. So, and I think she's one who could pursue coaching and do a good job with it. I guess my first 2 years of coaching basketball, one with the Salvation Army and first year with Durham Flight, I actually coached with the boys. And then ever since it's been girls, and they are two completely different animals. Each has their own level of competitiveness and drive and stuff. But one thing that I've loved about coaching girls is, for the most part, they don't take themselves quite as serious. It might be more of just the kind of the homeschool athletic world too. Because I'm competitive. I love to win. I love to coach the girls to win. But it's also nice to see that they don't get so down on themselves or each other when they mess up some. And just like the kind of the family bond that the girls have. They're sitting on the sidelines, during practice, just joking and having a good time. Typically don't see that quite as much with boys. So it's a lighter, fun atmosphere.
How do you deal with playing time? Do people have to earn their playing time? What's your philosophy about that?
We're competitive. We want to win, but I love trying to give new girls the opportunity to play. This year I got 9 girls on my varsity team. 3 of them are freshmen. One is a junior who had never touched a basketball before this season. So far, we've had 2 games, and everybody has played at least 3 to 4 minutes a game, regardless of their natural ability. I've made that commitment to my girls every year that, no matter how much experience they have, I'm always going to do my best to get them into every game. You got to learn somehow, and you can't learn by being on the bench every game. Over the last couple of years, I've developed really only one stern, if you would, rule for playing time, and that is if you miss practice the day before a game, you do not start. I had a dad from the other program make a beeline across the court, come talk to me, and I had no clue who he was, and I was kind of caught off guard. I'm like, hey, I have a team over here crying. They just lost. I got 3 seniors who just lost their last game. I need to be with my team. And he's like, well, Coach, I just want to tell you one thing real quick. I'm like, all right. He was like, I just want you to know, he was like, your team, carried themselves, with the most gamesman-like attitude, the most Christ-like attitude that we've seen from any team in this entire tournament. I went to, to the huddle with my girls. I was like, girl, I know you're emotional. I know we just lost. This dad just told me this about our team and our program. And I'm like, that compliment to me about y'all's character and your attitude is far greater than any championship trophy we'd ever win. We won a championship about 4 or 5 years ago at this tournament, and the trophy is sitting over here in the corner of my office, probably with some dust and spider webs on it. It's a trophy. It's a piece of of metal. But I want these girls to play and be prepared for life. I want to have a great time and have success on the court, but I also want them to be set up to have success long-term in life as well. It just prepares you for life. That's what's so great about sports, is there's so many life lessons and applications that you can learn. Teamwork, hard work, communication. The list goes on and on. What qualities should I look for in a coach? How would you describe a good coach? You're asking about playing time philosophy. Also, just kind of the whole winning, losing philosophy. Are you in this only to kind of, develop people for sports, or are you trying to develop people for life in general? And, there are homeschool athletes who definitely go on to play college. I've seen it out of our own program and other programs in the area. So by no means, putting down homeschool athletics. We tend to be a program that is more focused on developing life skills, pursuing collegiate athletics, or beyond, but definitely have the opportunity. So, if that's what you're looking for in a coach, does a coach have contacts with recruits or with, local colleges, stuff like that? How can you help prepare for that? Are you from Durham? Yes, I am. I am born and raised in Durham my entire life. I guess for me, it's home, it's family. It's my community. The church I work at is the church that I attended as in my entire life as a kid, as a teenager. So I'm getting to serve and give back in that sense, as well now being involved in the athletic community in Durham. I grew up playing sports in Durham. So it's home. I have joked that, as a kid, my entire life was all on one road because my elementary school, middle school, high school, church, post office, and fire department were all on the same road. Have you heard the expression, keep it dirty, Durham? The good old dirty D, yes. Instead of dirty, it's to be diverse. And it's continuing to grow. Yes. It's growing like crazy. What is your favorite place to eat? I'm much more just kind of a American cuisine type of person. Where would someone find American cuisine in Durham? Well, if you call Chick-fil-A American cuisine, that would be my favorite. Give a shout out to Chick-fil-A on Roxborough Road in Durham. It's an honor and a privilege to coach. I've been coaching for 10 years in different settings. I hope almost an added advantage for the kids' level of commitment from someone who is not their own parent to be dedicated to them and to love and care for them. That's been a special thing for me. And I hope, I look forward to one day coaching my kids in sports, but I also hope that, one day my kids can have an experience similar to what I hope I've given all these players who I've coached, where they can have somebody who's not their dad or not their mom, give them that time and dedication that coaches so often give. Well, I hope there are more coaches like you out there, Joe, because I know that you
give a great experience, and you are impacting the world by the influence you have on all of these student athletes. Thank you, Joe, and we'll see you around the city. Wasn't that fascinating? We have wonderful people in the Bull City area. If you or someone you know would like to be interviewed, featured on this website, on the right side of the website, there is a place to click, Request to be Interviewed, and it will send me a message. You'll put some information in and I'll get right in touch with you. Until next time, see you around the city.